liability to the society. So once say kudos to you, you can be anything you want to be. And you could, the media is also trying. We have, looking down on these people, the impact it has on, their day-to-day activities and all of that. So a big kudos to the media also, because there are lots of, videos, there are lots of pictures, there are lots of cartoons. These people are trying to, contribute their own quota to the development of the country, their state, the country at large. So kudos to each and every one of you. You are doing amazingly.
We deliver message. We are called the messengers for a reason. So we deliver message, and what we do, we try to spread the word and let people know that this exists, and this is how they do it, and I have come across these special people. They are really strong and everything. And what better way to let people know that you don't look down on people because you feel trying to prove themselves. I was great on. That he's not saying, but he was so resilient towards the work. Wow. He was very committed. He was doing it with a lot of passion. Wow. And then I was like, if someone, like this is pushing for the job, then what about me?
Exactly. So he's blind. I think he's from Ghana. I've seen his journalist.
Yeah.
Esther, if you see, he goes with his friends. If he writes his reports or interview, if you see the way he was explained, even doing it better than those that could see.
Yeah.
And I think one question I always ask when I see people that are, visually impaired, I always wonder, do they dream? Do you understand? Like you sleep and dream?
Yeah.
And if they sleep and dream, what do they see?
Right.
And so I got one person and I asked him, and he said, yes, we dream. We dream and we see things. And I'm like, wow. So it's not like because they're blind, they don't even see, they don't dream. They do everything. Their own is just that they were created. These people are amazing themselves.
Yes.
To, appreciate themselves. One say kudos to all the mothers that have children that have one form of disability or the other.
One of these our celebrities make.
Right.
Really, there was no song that she dropped there that wasn't still doing all her music and everything. It's the blessing that comes to being a mother. You have a child. Everything that you have once upon it asked them, where do you yourself in 5 years?
Yes.
And they would have painted a very beautiful picture of all this, that. But sometimes we find that out when we have our own plans. God's plan is usually different for us.
And his plans are better.
And his plans are better. It could be strange for humans, but at the wrong run, you find out that the plans are better. Now imagine that she had to abandon those dreams and everything, visions that she had for herself, to stick with being a mother to a special child, and she doesn't hide it. I say, my son is a special child, I have taken care of him. She, it comes with a lot of pride, and then you wonder, this feeling that she feels, knowing fully well that this child is a special child.
Yeah.
Imagine a person that doesn't have a special child. So the sacrifices that come from being a mother to special kids is different. It's on a different level. It's different from going into the way she was saying, yes, I'm good. And then she brought it and it was them.
Yeah. A lot of it is.
Yes. And it was them.
Yeah. A lot of it is.
Yes.
This is one of them. Even if I don't need something from there, I just want to buy something.
And support.
No matter how little, even if it's 100 I just want to have the Yinka Zakat Public Policy, Governance and Non-Profit Management. In the past 25 years, Yinka has been actively engaged in championing a course for change that reflects in human development, which brings a change in economic, policy and governance that is very inclusive. Hello Yinka, good afternoon. It's good to have you on the show. So Yinka, there's a program inclusion reporting 2024, that's the batch B. What is it about?
Yeah, disability and inclusion, it should be part of the central staff in Nigeria as a whole, is surrounded by needs. That when you see somebody with disability, it's possible that the person has offended God or something. So our approach, the model we approach to them is the fact that we look at them and see somebody to be teaching or somebody that the goals are quite approaching. and includes a sustainable society by leaving anybody behind.
Right.
So, Alvin identified that. We discovered that the media has a role to play in helping the society to understand the issue of disability and inclusion. And the media are in the dark with regards to the issues surrounding disability and inclusion. The society is likely to be in the dark.
Right.
So, African Foundation for Young Media Professionals, in conjunction with Center for Disability and Inclusion, do not have, they've been doing this for the past 3 years with the support of development organization. And therefore we think that showing that the newsroom understands itself, and also that the media, including the newsroom now, begin to lead by example by having inclusive newsroom so just ensure that the media understand that every human is also a human right. If not globally from United Nations, we not have this will not know this thing. We see Nigeria preaching that affected their psyche. They are trying to address it that we know that we should be taken to. Because we do it in hybrid format, some people joining from across Africa. We've seen that data and inclusion issues better to understand the need for data, because in Nigeria we have 27 million, some we have 30 million, some we have 29 million. Data is important for planning. We cannot have a sustainable orchestra that has they know how to challenge where there's a case. We look at them with thinking, we do not see that they exist. And in advanced country, they see this creativity and innovation and they tap into it. And unfortunately, here in Nigeria, in most of African year consecutively now, fellowship, because it's wrong for about 4 months to report in disability and inclusion, their right to education. They are finding more people who are persons with disability to interview our sources, because before we do not see them as any as a person with the right. Person with disability, I never seen them in that dimension. Media actors, journalists, but a better understanding of issues where they can now begin to cover the issues, change the narratives over the 3 years that we have had them.
Oh, okay.
All right. Mr. Yinka, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. My name is Esther, and I'm working right here with Aisha. I would like to ask you, because in the last 3 years, you've trained a lot of journalists in information that has to do with your personalities. Now, I would like to ask, what has been the challenges you've experienced? Because, of course, we know that things like this come with a lot of challenges. We're gathering people of different walks of life and trying to educate them and give them proper information and proper training. What are the challenges you've encountered so far?
Yeah. If you're starting anything, you're going to face challenges. You're going to find some challenges is getting journalists. What we're trying to do, there was nothing like investigative units. So we only have politics, sports, whatever. So now we are pushing for having a unit that is focused on disability and inclusion. And interestingly, things are changing. The Nigerian Security Defense Security Corps, most of our interaction, because we do not only train journalists, we are also interacting with policymakers for changes in approaches into the way they see things. And in our interaction engagement policy roundtable, because if you only focus on media, it will go a long way. Disability and inclusion desk that will train and but they are want to give a face to it. If you truly want to do it. Let's have a disability and inclusion unit in every of our media newsroom. This outdoors looking at that. The discuss with them to So these are things that can work with disability reporter. We are proud to say that before we didn't have that kind of thing. So we have reporters now who are saying, I am a trained disability reporter and I champion the issues of disability. Like some people will say, I'm a gender reporter, I'm from gender mainstream. Yeah, people now say, I'm focused on disability.
We know we have people with disabilities in different walks of life. And now, because you're trying to lay a foundation, or strong foundations in different sectors to have a strong voice, how are you merging with local governments in different states, to merging with different local governments in different...
Did you get that? Hello?
I think the network is a bit off. So you have me ask the question again. Well, he has said a lot.
Yes, he has.
Regarding the project and the works being done. And like he said, you know, once, they don't want you to look at them and say, oh.
Okay.
So as I was asking...
Can to ask question?
Yes. So I asked earlier, and I said, trying to drive your message home, because you're trying to build a momentum, you're trying to let people know that we are not working to be pitied. We have things we want to rework. We have a big areas in the States.
How are we driving our meeting in the local government area?
Message.
Start with the media.
Right.
And then so community development leaders at the state level. The last 6 months, from January till now, we've gone through about 6 states in the southwest, holding policy and stakeholders from every local government to come and talk, particularly person with disability, to share their thoughts. And we also require that there must be a disability board in every state headed by a person with disability. And then we bring person with disability association of where they clearly dictate that the president accessibility to all the public buildings. Interestingly, the National Assembly has changed it from only public building to all buildings, including private buildings for person with disability. And this professional association, like they must advise on accessibility. There are times that we have gone on the media to challenge FAM, which is Federal Airport Authority in Abuja, in Lagos and everywhere, that they should make the place more accessible. And interestingly, the campaign is leading so much now. Fortunately, the NCPWD, which is National Commission for Persons with Disability, has already seen the light in that person. That's part of it. You are on queue for a it's a act of courtesy. It's not a act of courtesy. It's a punishable offense for you to be on queue and a long queue, and a person with disability is around, and you are saying details. When to have a voice, we are working with some the major person with disability association, which is Joint Association of National Person with Disability, New Orleans City. Where we were all because he was educated. That was why he was able to ask for his right. But unfortunately, like we said, when that thing happened, when they don't have access to education, they don't have access to their health. When you go to hospital, there should be, many of them do not even go to hospital because particularly if they are speech impaired or hearing impaired. There are no social workers in some of those hospitals who will explain to the doctor what the problem the person is facing. So these are issues that we are trying to work out with, that you are entitled to health, and therefore don't just stay at home. So we are working at the local level. We are not everywhere in Nigeria now as much as we would like to because of funding. But the little we have by our own strength, we go around, talk down with it should be part and think about it. People with them, very intellectual and very creative, if you harness that. But unfortunately, because the way the society has positioned or orientated them, they believe that they are so can gain or it can gain to build a society. So what other way to is bring out some of these professional person with disability, OPD, making your workplace accessible. Disability impairment is not only it. Do you know what you need to people with disability also that you may not be able to see, but they are there. So it is not about building ramps alone. Interestingly, some even that area can we are afraid of taking up about technology and all that. But make a lot of changes to particularly their gents and ladies and all that. Banks too need to make a lot of changes to ATM cards because they may not be as tall to the level at which the ATM are. So it's an expanded problem because when they even get to the hospital, they look at them and say, you two, you still want to give back. As if they are not human beings. As if giving back is not part of what they should do. So issue of sexual reproductive rights for women with disability is also an issue that remains. The issue of social is because when they look at them and say, you two, everybody is doing giving back, I want to answer that is defamation, and they are liable to be sued to court. But it's interesting that some of the things that we need to be given.
So you've said so much, but on the final note, what is your call now to the general public? Regarding how...
The general public is that they need to understand. To shout on a person with visual impairment, and you say there's no with hearing impairment, and city is not responding. It has a liability there. Right. It is not an intentional thing. It's not what I mean. Yes. So we must begin to reorientate the society first. And that's what we are trying to do. The society needs to know that persons with disability are not spirit. They are not punished by God. That she was not supposed to use during pregnancy. If it has happened, it has happened. You don't know they are right. Negro in the South, will he have become a governor? Because those are things that we need to. Interestingly, I also remember there was one time, maybe in the last election, that a person who is a wheelchair user, a mobility impaired person, was running for PDP governorship in Niger State. Right. Even though he did not make it. Right. So if you look at that, he needs to be educated, and the media also has a role. And that's what we're trying to say. Media need to pick up that mantle and begin to explain to everybody. And if eventually you have a person with disability to hide that child can fulfill. If a person is not handicapped, it's the infrastructure that is handicapped. Because if the infrastructure allows the person to do it, he won't be handicapped. So we shouldn't call them handicapped. A parking lot for person with disability, and you say to perform the duty, that is handicapped. So we should begin to think about all the differences and the understanding of the language, and that's some of the things that we teach the media, help people to understand the language to be used.
All right. Sorry to ask one last question. So far, the support you've gotten from the media, how has it been? Has it been to your expectation or below your expectations?
Right. We no success overnight. We wrote into this. We are not there yet. Yes. Don't also forget this is just the top of the year. You don't expect everything to become what you were saying, the same thing, fighting over 10, 15, 20 years before it can come to reality. But we know that the speed at which we are going, before it is hyped up, that's our joy that at least we are making progress.
Thank you so much, Yinka Olaito, for all the explanation and all. We look forward to seeing you, during the
newsroom.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Esther, he has said a lot. I mean, and when he was speaking, I quickly remember what I saw one time, a video of a man with a disability. The man said he wasn't even born with it. He had an accident, and I think he lost his legs or something. So he went to the airport to board, so that he should go back to his state, and they called him back, that you can come and, board your flight. He kept like, no, you can't, after all the delays. Yeah. That's what he was saying. Ika was saying. Yeah. People with disability are not meant to be following queues. Yeah. At a point, that man got to enter the plane, but the pilot said he would not, commotion on social media. I love how and they were tagging the plane. Yes, and they were like, you can't do this, you can't do this. So if we can get a lot of people, coming out to say no to, the harassment or any form of, any form of harassment, anything. Yeah. In terms of education, in terms of places where it should be easy for them to enter any view. It should be accessibility.
You have to make provisions for
expect them to start climbing story buildings. No. There has to be elevators. There has to be a way that they have to move easily. It's not about car parks. So there has to be a way that they could park whatever they are going to come. Thank you so much, Yinka Olaito. You have set sense of this event. They've been doing it for 3 years, he said, and they're doing so amazingly well. That's the African Foundation for Young Media Professionals. Yeah. It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to do what they are doing. And we are saying philanthropies, NGO owners, private individuals in general, join this and, together we can make a difference in this. He said there's ability in disability. Asta, what's your last word, man?
He has said a lot. I think he probably covered everything that I have to say. The only thing I want to say is that we should keep supporting them because we need our support. It's a good thing we have an opportunity, a platform. That's why we're media, where we can speak and people listen to us. So we should, as the find them, so we should give them. Like even when you're sick, it hurts too much.
And a lot of them are, like he said, one contested for 1982. He was, I think, everything
is Esther.
My name is Aisha.